welcome back to Ghost Stories. Couple little corrections. I had mistakenly put the neutral board token on the temple, which I thought was the correct thing. It goes to the central tile of the village. So that's where that goes. Now if I land on there for a free action, I guess you can call it, you can take that token and any other tokens that are there. And I also was calling the evil incarnation that we're trying to defeat, I think Wang Fu or Feng Fu or Wang Chung or something. It's supposed to be Wu Fang, so I apologize for that. I've been calling him incorrectly. And of course, I will probably now be beaten to a pulp from him because of it. All right, let's begin. I am the Red Douse Monk. My board is here. First thing we look at is ghost actions. Well, I have no ghosts on my board, so there will be no ghost actions. The next we look at is the board overrun. No, it's not. So, yes, we need to draw a new ghost. And we are going to get Bleeding Eyes. All right. It is a 2 red token ghost to defeat or to exercise. And it has the central haunting marker. So it's a red ghost. It's going to go on my board, which is the red board. And I think I will put it right here. And when I put it right here, of course, I have to also put on one of the haunting figures. And it goes on the card. And that's where it's going to be until the start of my next turn. Now, with that done, we go over to the Yang phase. So now I can move, which is optional, but I think indeed I do want to move. And I might as well, do I want to move or do I want to move there? Let me have a think about that, because I might want to go to a village and try and use one of the abilities. So just give me a minute to think about that. All right, I've done some thinking, and I am going to spend one of my neutral board tokens to be able to use Blue's ability, which will be use a villager twice. So that's my second token I spent to that. So it's going to go back here. And so now I'm beginning the Yang phase. I'm now going to move, and because my special ability is go anywhere I feel like, I'm going to move right here to the herbalist's shop, or herbalists. And I'm going to use this village ability 2 times. And what it means is I'm going to roll 2 of the white dice, and whatever face they show, I'm going to get that color token. So if I roll, say, a blue and white, the white is a wild card. I can choose any token I want. So I'm going to do that 2 times because I'm using this villager's ability twice. So let's go to the dice tray and see which tokens I'm going to get. I should say the tokens are limited by the number available, so there's 4 of each. Once you have 4 tokens removed from here, you can't get any more because there are no more in the game. Let's go to the dice tray and collect some tokens. All right, we want to collect tokens. I get to do this twice because I'm using Blue's power. So first, I get a black token, and I get a token of my choice because it's white. I think I'm going to take a blue one because we have that nasty 4 blue, and I'm using his ability once more. A white and a yellow. So I'm going to take a yellow token. And what color do I want? Maybe I'll take a red token for the white. All right, that's done. Back to the board. All right, so I picked up 4 extra tokens. Now that's really going to come in handy later in the game. But I thought I'd do it now before we get too swamped down with ghosts. All right, so that was move, and that was request help from a villager. And now I can place a Buddha figure, but I cannot because I am adjacent to a non-empty space. There's a ghost here, so I can't put down my 1 remaining Buddha figure. All right, my turn is done. Now we go to the yellow neutral board, and we'll just do this rapidly. Ghost actions aren't any. There are no ghosts. There's no overrun, nothing happens. Green board, no ghosts on the board, no overrun, nothing happens. Blue board, we have 1 ghost on the board, but it does not have an ongoing ability, so no ghost actions. We don't have 3 ghosts, there's no overrun, nothing happens. Boom, right back to me. So let's continue on. All right, we're in the yin phase, and we have ghost actions. Well, indeed, we have a haunter here, and he is going to move, or she, I guess, is going to move one space forward. Again, moves one more space forward, going to haunt one of our board tiles. All right, so do we have an overrun? We do not have 3 ghosts out on our red board. Therefore, yep, we have to draw the next ghost. Ooh, oh, this is not pleasant. Black Widow, and she has an immediate effect right here. And this is bad news for us. Now, because it is black, I believe it will go on my board. I don't think I can place it on any other board, but I'm just going to quickly check the rules and make sure that is correct. Okay, so yes, indeed, check the rules. Black ghosts go on your board. If your board is full, they would then go to another board. But anyway, I wouldn't be drawing a ghost if my board was full, because I would have an overrun, which would then I would lose a chi. But there can be other effects that make you draw ghost cards during the game. So if you have an effect, your board is full and you draw a black one, you get to decide which other board. But this is going to go on our board. It has a very bad symbol on here. This little symbol means we cannot use any tokens at all while the Black Widow is in play, and that is bad news. It also has a very bad effect here at the end, and of course I need to just consult the rules and tell you exactly what we do when we banish the Black Widow, which evil thing will happen to us. So just give me a second to check that. Okay, sorry about all these cuts and delays, but I just want to make sure I get everything correct. So this here, when we banish or exorcise the Black Widow, we're going to have to roll the Black Tormentor die. And of course, very bad things happen. But as a positive note, we either get to get our yin-yang token back, or we receive 1 chi. And you can go above the maximum, or you can go above the number of starting chi that you had. So yeah, bad news. The Black Widow has to go on our board, and we cannot use any tokens. So I'm going to put her, I guess, in the middle. Ooh, this is really, this is bad. This is bad news. The Black Widow is not a ghost you want to mess with. Well, there we go. That is arrival of a ghost. And now we get to move, which is, of course, optional. I don't know what I'm going to do here. This is tough. This is getting tough, but we have to get tough as well. So I am going to begin my movement. And so moving, I'm going to move right here. So again, I have a special ability. I can move anywhere I want. I'm going to move to this location in front of the creeping red ghost. So now I can either use this ability, which I will tell you what it is here in a second, or I can attack and try to exorcise this ghost. So let me just double check the ability of this particular spot and get right back to you. All right, this particular village space is the Sorcerer, and it means I can lose 1 chi, I can lose a life to banish, discard any 1 ghost on any board. And I don't know, I'm almost tempted to do it, because if I do not defeat this guy with a dice roll, I cannot use tokens, it's going to end up haunting this particular village space. So you know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to spend a chi, which means I spend a life point. I have 4 of 3 left. And I am going to get rid of the Black Widow, because the ability where I cannot use tokens is very, very bad. So I am going to exorcise the Black Widow. And when you use the Sorcerer, you do not get the negative or positive effects of the reward and or penalty for exorcising them. That's the Sorcerer's ability. He just banishes that particular ghost from the game. You don't get the positives, you don't get the negatives. She just disappears. So thanks, Sorcerer. However, Yeah, that's not going to be the most extremely useful thing for me, but that's what we did. And now, as the last step in the yang phase, I can place a Buddha, and I'm going to, because I don't want to get in too much trouble. Of course, the only empty space is right here. So I'm going to put the Buddha down on the yellow space. All right, let me readjust the camera and we'll continue on. All right, and continuing on, we're going clockwise. So we start with the yellow. So very quickly, no ghosts, activities, not an overrun. Next, green, no ghosts, no overrun. Blue, we've already done this. There's one ghost, but he has no ability, no overrun. Boom, we're right back to me. And of course, we start off in the yin phase. Ghost actions. Well, unfortunately for me, I didn't get rid of the Haunter. It's going to move the one space further along, which means it is going to haunt the Sorcerer tile. So this tile gets flipped over to its haunted side. It is no longer available. It doesn't do anything to me. I'm there, but that doesn't matter. But now that's 1/3 of the way to defeat. And so this ghost haunted this location, and it goes back and resets itself back on the card. So it'll just keep cycling and cycling if I leave it there, which of course I don't want to do. So we have one flipped over haunted tile. Not good. And now do we have a board overrun? Well, no, we don't. So yes, indeed, they just keep coming. We need another ghost. Oh, get out of town. The Soul Eater. Wow, that's nasty as can be. All right, this is a 4, count them, 4 black to exile this one. You can get back a yin-yang token or a chi once you exercise it. Every single turn you must roll during ghost activations the Tormentor die. Wow, this is even worse than the Black Widow. And I have to look up immediately what this means. I believe all Taoist monks have to lose 1 token. Let me double check that. Of course, this has to go down on our board. I'm going to put it down here on our board, and let me just look up that one symbol, let you know what it does to us. Ouch. All right, so what the symbol meant is all Taoist monks, that's a group, so I'll just show you again. This means this particular symbol, all Taoist monks have to lose 1 token of their choice, of course. Well, of course, the neutral boards have no tokens, but I have a bunch of them. I have to lose 1. I'm going to go ahead and lose a yellow. I have 2 yellows. I have a Buddha out on the yellow board, so let's go ahead and do that. And wow, that was really brutal. So we're going to begin my yang phase, and I think I'm going to spend now my yin-yang token to unhaunt the Sorcerer's village location. So that's the use you can do there. So go ahead and unhaunt the tile. And now it is time. So I go ahead and I've now used up my yin-yang token. I don't have it anymore. And now it is time for me to move, which is optional. And oh wow, this is so brutal. I'm almost tempted to use the Sorcerer's ability again just to get rid of the Soul Eater, because I really don't want it rolling, or me to roll. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to get rid of one of my chi tokens, or to get rid of the Soul Eater. This is such a brutal card. Now, of course, I don't get the benefit here for having the Sorcerer exercise it. Would be either get my yin-yang back or a chi. Don't get anything, but that particular ghost is gone. Wow, that was brutal. All right, so that's me using the village tile. And now it is place a Buddha. Well, I don't have any. So again, we're just going to continue on. We go to the yellow board, no ghosts, no overrun. Green board, no ghosts, no overrun. Blue board, no ghosts with haunt with abilities, and no overrun. We're right back to me again. Wow. All right, I'm going to probably do a couple more turns here. So we start again with me, and we look at, the first thing is ghost actions. Well, yes, Bleeding Eyes here gets to move one more space because she's a haunter. Going to move ahead one. And now, is my board overrun? Well, no, it is not. So, yeah, they just keep a-coming. Oh, yeah. Now we have an Ooze Devil, which is a 3 blue, and it's a haunter. So this is going to go on the blue board, and I have to decide where. I think we'll put it right here. And yeah, you can see this game starts to get really nasty, and it's a haunter, so it's going to get the haunting figure at the start location on its card. So that's the arrival of a new ghost. Now my optional move, if I want to move, and I do not believe I'm going to move. I'm going to stay here, but instead of using the space, which I'm running out of chi tokens, I'm going to attack Bleeding Eyes. Now I automatically can defeat her because I have 2 red tokens, but I get to roll the 3 dice. So let's go ahead to the dice tray and see if I can get 2 red to defeat Bleeding Eyes. All right, Bleeding Eyes. Let's see if we can roll the dice and get a couple of red. Well, we have 2 black and 1 red. So the only way we're going to be able to defeat Bleeding Eyes is by spending one of our red tokens coupled with the red die, and that will exorcise the Bleeding Eyes ghost. So away it goes, but we did have to spend a token back to the board. All right, got rid of Bleeding Eyes. Of course, the Haunter figurine goes away, and that takes care of our either requesting help for villager or attempting an exorcism. And of course, next would be placing a Buddha figure. Don't have any, not going to happen. Let's go and do the neutral board's turns now. All right, so once again, yellow board, no ghosts, no overrun. Green board, no ghosts, no overrun. Blue board now has 2 ghosts. One of them does have a ghost activation. This one is going to proceed once towards the village. That's the Ooze Devil. Don't like that. Okay, now, and there's no overrun, so there's going to be no loss of chi back to us. I think I'm going to do one more turn here, and we're going to call it an episode. So I think you have a pretty good idea of how the game kind of plays so far, but if you want to continue watching along and see if I can manage to defeat this game or not, stay with me. All right, I'm going to do one more turn, and then we're going to call it an episode. So let's begin. We begin, of course, the end phase. Ghost actions. I don't have any ghosts, so there'd be no actions there. And is the board overrun? No, it's not. So, yep, no board overrun for me means we get another ghost. All right, well, we have a zombie. He's not very tough, but he has the horrible ability when you roll, or when you exercise him, you have to roll the Tormentor die, which is really bad. But I don't think I'm going to use the Buddha to get rid of this one, because I got another plan. So I'm going to stick him, I will stick him up there. That's where we're going to put him. He's not a haunter, so he's just going to hang around till I get rid of him. This guy, though, is causing me some grief. I might have to deal with him. All right, that is the arrival of a ghost on my turn. Now we go to the Yang phase for me, which means I get to move optional. So I think I will fly over here to this space. Again, my special ability is I can fly. I can go anywhere I want on my move, not just one space, diagonally or orthogonally. Now I can either request help from this villager, which in a solitaire playthrough you cannot use the cemetery at all. So I cannot use this ability, so he's kind of a non-issue for using him. I can't use him. But I can now attack a ghost. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. I want to attack this guy, and he is a 3 blue. So I'm going to have to get 3 to get rid of him. Now I do have 2 blue tokens. I guess we have the mirror, the incense, the rice, and the bell. And the symbols? I can't remember what the black ones are. All right. Let's go to the dice tray and see if I can come up with 3 blue to exercise the Ooze Devil. All right, Ooze Devil. Let's see if we can get rid of you. Let us see if we can. We got lucky. We got 2 red and a white, which can be any color. However, I'm going to have to spend my 2 blue tokens plus the 1 white turning to blue to get rid of the Ooze Devil. But we'll go ahead and do that, and we will get rid of the Ooze Devil. So that's at least gone from the board. Let's go back and continue with the rest of this turn. All right, I successfully exorcised the ghosts. Of course, the figurine goes away. That's good. That's good. And now I get to place a Buddha. Don't have one, not going to happen. All right, continuing on. We're just going to go around the horn here once, and that will be then the end of the turn and the end of this episode. All right. Yellow has a ghost, but it does not have a central icon, so nothing happens with the yellow ghost. It's just sitting there. And we don't have an overrun. So basically nothing happens with the neutral yellow board. Neutral green board, there are no ghosts at all. There's no overrun, nothing to worry about. Back to the blue board, we've seen 50 times already. There's no ghost effect, and there's no overrun. Nothing happens. Boom. We would be back to me, but I'm going to cut off the episode here. And so far, we've burned through a lot of tokens. We're down to just 1 of these tokens, which lets us use the ability of a neutral board. But we do have 2 Buddhas out on the board, so if we get a really nasty green or a really nasty yellow, we can immediately get rid of them. So, I don't know. So far, so good, but again, we have quite a pile of ghosts yet to get through before we can call ourselves victorious or defeated. So anyway, thanks so much for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Join me next time for the continuation of the solitaire playthrough of Ghost Stories.